Hey, also this is the Usurpers of the Throne event. This is Dark and Noble Killer. I don't have that many cards that are Dark and Noble Killer. In actual fact, I only have 3 and 2 of them are support cards from the event. However, there is an older ultimate form you can use. It's this card here, the Unveiled Royalty card. So there it is. So the decks I've used here are all made up of older cards. The first deck is the Golems deck. I'm sure you've all seen me use this deck before. This one gives the supercharged buff and increases attack by 2,500%. Then the Power Gem spawners. Then finally a Dragoon. Now the reason I have a Dragoon on the team is mainly to counter Toxin. This deck is mainly for Toxin enemies. So there's the counter. It also increases attack by a small amount. And of course spawns Power Gems. My second team, this is maybe the main team I will be using. This has 2 support cards and 3 other cards. The Freedom Fighters. This one creates Power Gems and has that lovely bonus attack. Here is one of the support cards from the actual deck. Creates Dark Gems and heals. That's quite useful when combined with this card, as this card creates more Power Gems when there are more Dark Gems on the board. The same with this card here. As you can see, more Power Gem falls when there are more Dark Gems on the board. Now finally, the experimental deck. This deck is surprisingly effective actually. So this deck is all about Arcane Killer cards, with the exception of this one that has the Noble Killer skill that you need. 2 of these cards delay the enemy's turn. And whenever a hero delays the enemy's turn, increases Arcane Killer attack by 1,200%. So that makes this actually really effective. Even though this is not a dark deck. And when this bonus attack hits, that actually does huge damage. So it's really good actually, considering it's not even a dark deck. So here we go, let's start taking on some opponents. I'm going to just test out the Arcane Killer experimental deck on this opponent first to show you what it does. Here we go. This is a 2-turn deck. This can kill Guild Radiance pretty easily. In actual fact, all the teams can. So it's just go across, use all the cards, and then this does reasonable damage. Then the bonus attack hits and does huge damage, and then there we go. Perfect. So that's the Arcane Killer Earth team. I will be using this again. I'm going to tag this quickly. That's a high value guild boss. Right, there we go. Perfect. All right, so I have a couple of enemies ready for deck testing. One thing I will say, we all have an unclaimed cloak at the top of the screen. You may see we have quite a lot of those stacked up. As long as no one claims that cloak, we can save those all up for Frenzy and hopefully gain a ton of trophies. So here we go. I will start with the Golems deck on this one. This one doesn't have Toxin, which is good. So I don't really need the Dragoon. However, it's there anyway, just because I'm not going to change it just for deck testing. Right, so use the ultra rare. Let's see how much this does. There's no killer skill. And this will also take me to the final prestige. As you can see, the damage is okay. It's doing around 1 trillion each time it actually hits. So a pretty simple and straightforward deck. I don't think it's going to kill it though, but it's done reasonable damage. Okay, there was no supercharged buff there, that's why the power gems were quite low at that point. So this is going to take me quite a long time to defeat by this method. Let's get this hit out, then I'm going to quit out and move on to my Slayer deck. You may have also noticed these bosses are giving rather a lot of guild keys. Far more than normal. Participation for this boss, just for tagging it, is 28 keys. And MVP is 84 keys. That is way higher than usual. So you can spend more time focusing on guild bosses since you get a huge amount of keys. You might as well just use 3 key on every single guild boss. Doesn't really matter. You're not going to run out of guild keys unless you basically don't play solos. So that's actually pretty cool. I like that change, as you probably worked out already. Right, so moving on to the Slayer deck. So this is 2 turns. Use that card there, then use the 2 supports, then the other cards to spawn quite a few power gems. The support cards are where all the damage is at here. This is not really as good as the Golems deck. It's okay, but yeah, nothing special. Plenty of healing though, so I shouldn't die in a hurry. So I think actually my Earth experimental team is the best one here, believe it or not. I know it might seem strange to use an Earth team when all the enemies are light, however, it's actually really effective, and it's all commander as well. So sometimes you may surprise yourself with how much damage a deck can actually do. It's definitely worth testing out as much as possible for that reason, until you find what's most effective. Not many earth gems to start though. All the damage from this deck is in that big nuke attack. As you can see, that did around 2 trillion on the nuke. So this may well be the deck I end up using. I'm not sure yet. It seems the most effective though, even though it takes quite a few turns. Let's see if I can get half the health off, then I can rally it out. Hopefully someone else will finish it off. So what prestige should you go to? That's the question. Now I always say go to prestige 5. Even if you're having problems killing the bosses, you can just rally them to friends. The green bosses are where all the trophies are at, the Carillion bosses. It's entirely up to you, I guess. Gonna run out of time, aren't I? There we go. I'm just gonna tag that boss. That's a high value guild boss, and it was killed immediately. Who did that? Really? Why would someone kill the boss? Never mind. Probably haven't seen the silver boss that's at the top. You're meant to hit either top down or kill the lowest value bosses first, but someone clearly completely ignored that and decided just to kill the boss as soon as it spawned. Yeah, thanks for that. Right, what I'm going to try now is removing the Dragoon. Just go back to the Golems deck how it normally is. There we go. So I may make a 4th deck just so I can swap between with the Dragoon on it. See if I can actually kill this now, or just take off at least half. I need to play a bit faster than I have been doing. I think this is probably the most effective, actually. It's hard to say, really. None of the decks do massive damage. However, as I'm in Legends, I probably won't focus too much on solo bosses anyway. I don't really like the Legends League. It's just too hard to get anywhere with. Yeah, I think I'll just stick to using the Golems deck, if I'm being honest. It's taking down the health faster than the other decks. Plus, I'm not going to die as I have 2 ultra rares. So permanent damage immunity, basically. Right, we're not far off. Right, 5.9 left on the boss. Yeah, this is definitely the quickest deck. I thought the Arcane Killer deck might be, but I think I was just trying to be a bit too clever with that deck. However, it is something you can try if you lack any good dark cards. Right, there we go. So this will take me to the final prestige tier. And with all those lovely guild keys. There we go. Maximum prestige. So I will start getting the green Carillion bosses now. Nice mixture of bosses have appeared. I'm going to completely ignore all of those. I think I'm pretty much done with testing. Now, you may have seen mercenary bosses will return sometime in the upcoming weeks, though. I was expecting it to be during this event, but I'm not sure if it will be. We will see, though. These are really good as they give you the corresponding card when you defeat them. A really good way to get a ton of pink dust. I'm hoping the last few days of this event might give the mercenary bosses, but I don't think that's going to happen. So finally, let's look at the cards that you get, the Warden or Dragoon. I haven't looked yet. It's a Warden. Okay, so auto heal. If you are going to use that, it's only really effective in position 4 or 5 of your GVG defense. However, it is light, and against the Golems deck, it's just going to be defeated instantly. So an average Warden, nothing special. Maybe worth going for and using if you are lacking anything else. That's up to you though, if you have a light defense or a light and dark mix. So I'm currently in bronze. I don't expect to stay in bronze, but we'll see. You never know. I might actually survive in Legends for the first time since I've started playing this game. And I think that about covers this event. If you have made anything different that you want to share with me, that you think may be more effective than what I'm using, please let me know. I will try out your deck and see just what sort of damage it does, and if it's better than what I'm already using. If you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this event, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to help. And thanks for watching.